Sketchbooks. One of the main reasons you probably press on this video is because it's a sketchbook tour, as you may see. But this isn't any sketchbook tour, this is a Creatures and Dragons sketchbook tour. And if you're wondering why my voice sounds kind of weird, my voice is naturally deep, but I do have British mother tongue and I just woke up, so don't blame me. Anyway, let's begin. So we're gonna start by removing all the other notebooks and we're gonna start somewhere. So we'll go. Let's start with this one. Now you see, this one was originally my Arabic notebook, but the teacher started to write a crazy amount and I was never going to be able to catch up, so I just stopped using it as a notebook. Found it a couple months later after the semester, decided to make it a sketchbook. Let's start here. This was the 4th of June 2023, and slowly we're going to 2024, which is the last time I actually use. I'm actually not planning on using this sketchbook anymore because I have other ones. Sorry for that, my phone just fell. Anyway, this was the first drawing I actually drew before I actually got inspired to draw, because I usually draw when I was a kid, but sorry, my phone fell. Anyway, this was the first drawing that re-inspired me to start drawing, and it actually is quite decent. I actually recopied it to another sketchbook right over there, but overall it isn't a bad one. I see why this re-inspired me, because this one was actually quite creative at the time. This was supposed to be Nova Red Dragon Archfiend, but I saw a bit too many differences, like the head shape. It's a good type of idea for. I'm sorry, my phone fell. Anyway, this is the first drawing that I actually drew that re-inspired me to draw more. This was after the second semester back in June, and it's actually quite nice and quite creative of me. I actually recopied this exact drawing over to that sketchbook, one at the bottom, but recolored it. I actually see why this re-inspired me to draw. Now this one is actually quite a special one, especially because of its design and its idea. See, this was supposed to be a Red Dragon Archfiend, or Nova Red Dragon Archfiend type of sketch, but I eventually turned him into my main original character in my story. And I'm quite surprised, because the head shape on this one is better than the one in this sketchbook. Don't talk about that one. Well, anyway, overall, quite nice. This one was drawn on the same day as this one, but this one's more of a copy. See, I wanted to draw something like Parasaurolophus, because every single one of them until now was some sort of elemental dinosaur, so I decided to make an energy Parasaurolophus. Why energy? Because I got re-inspired by Ninjago in drawing time. Anyway, this is supposed to be a scene at a dark forest where a lumberjack was supposed to cut some wood, and this guy showed up. I won't reveal any lore for now. Just gonna say he's not gonna show up anymore. This was supposed to be the Earth Euoplocephalus, but again, you're not gonna see him again. Now here, I started drawing these from 11th of October 2024. Yep, this is 2024. I drew this guy on my other sketchbook at a full scene and decided to just sketch out the idea here. Here are some of my other ideas. These are potential ideas that I might convert into my story. I was actually quite proud of these three, but I realized that this guy needs a bit of a rework. I actually copied this from my other notebook quite late, so if you're wondering why this one is incomplete, I had this idea from Pinterest, and this one I just got randomly out of class. This is one of my characters for my story, Kaya. And this one, you see, when I sketched this out on my book, it wasn't as big as this one, but when I started copying it here, I just realized I could just make it 10 times better. Like the one from my book looked like a version of this guy that didn't go to the gym. And honestly, I need that reworked, so I just made him 10 times bigger and much more muscular. This one right here, again, I just got it randomly during class. It's supposed to be a salamander, and it's actually quite obvious if you look at it very close. Now see, this was after my surgery. Yes, I had surgery, even though I'm only 14. This was supposed to be a Gargonoid X Webum type of sketch. And this one was obviously Hydronoid X Cracelios. Here I try to resketch some sort of creature, but because I have been a week away from my sketchbooks, I haven't drawn anything and I have lost my swing. But during Arabic class, I actually sketched this guy out, and when I copied it here, I realized that I just needed a bit of warm-up, literally. And this one, I actually saw this one. You see, one weird thing about me is that I can see anything in anything. So this one I actually saw in a carpet of a mosque, because I'm freaking Muslim. This one I just sketched from my mind immediately onto here. This one I saw in the clouds, and this one I also saw in the clouds. Now ask me how I saw these in the clouds. I just have a big imagination. This one was supposed to be much different, but ended up like this. So this one was supposed to be much bigger. I don't know why. I just don't like it. How do you look? Oh yeah, this is when Dadadan first came out. This is Okarun in his yokai form, and I made a special pin for him. You may see. And actually looks quite nice. This only took me like about 10 minutes. Before I say, no, this wasn't supposed to be a copy of Eucanlos. I just wanted to copy the head, but I eventually realized that my idea was too similar to Eucanlos, and I needed to copy it fully, so sorry for the Monster Hunter fans that may have clicked on this video. This one, again, I don't know why, but I just don't like it. It's maybe because of the fact that it has a gigantic mouth. Or maybe because of the horns, maybe because of me. I don't know. Like, it's overall a nice one, but I don't. Okay, sorry about that technical failure. And here's a sketch of Chainsaw Man, which actually took me about 40 minutes because of the extreme details. I actually needed to rework his teeth about 10 times. Jesus. Now here is one of the ones that I just drew randomly. I just felt like drawing, had a very clear visual of, and just drew it. Like out of my imagination. Because yeah, unlike absolute buffoons, I actually draw from imagination. It does look good. And this one was the same one that I drew a couple of pages ago when I was in mosque. Yeah, this one. I drew the head, then decided to draw an entire body for him. Actually, it turned out quite nice. Testing out eyes. Shinra from Fire Force, my favorite animes. Exulator from Bakugan. Quite nice, but I don't like how confusing the wings are. This is Halcor Extraterrian. I couldn't fit all three heads, obviously, so I just decided to fit the middle one. And here I tried to draw my first guy over here. Yeah, this one, which is actually called Pyrano, just so you know. And actually, I think I might have messed it up quite a lot. This one was an idea of my sister's. This one, I actually saw this guy, as well as this one. This one was from the sky. I drew this one on my English book, then copied it here, 2 weeks late. I had this idea of making some sort of smoke dragon. This is like the fourth try. I actually make a smoke dragon that actually looks good, but in the end I did draw a sketch that will make this no longer canon in the story. It's on my geography book though, so I cannot show you now. This is a gigantic ice dragon. Now, before you say, yes, I know it does look like the Arc Dragon of Focus from Ninjago. It'll soon come out in March, but it hasn't officially been revealed, so you cannot blame me. I sketched this one out on a book. This was actually one of my favorites. The eyeball is in the mouth, gigantic wings, small legs, small hands, and a big blade tail. Mud dragon and a bullet dragon. I actually don't like this guy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the head. I think I should fix that later. And here I started to copy another one of my drawings on my English book, and voila! Oh, actually, there is something right here. See, I challenged my friend to give me a random code of numbers, and I did a certain amount of body parts corresponding to that number. So 4 heads, 7 wings, 8 legs, and 1 tail. And I sketched this out the same day. It's a dragon around a tower. I don't know why. Okay. And this is basically... oh, okay. This is the second to last drawing I actually drew here. I actually drew this one only 2 weeks ago. It doesn't look bad. It was supposed to be a copy of Metrobot from Bakugan, you know, the Geogan. This one I don't know why, I just felt I need to draw a bit more so I don't forget how to. By then I didn't finish it, and voila, we're done. Extra 20 pages. Never touch again. Now onto this guy. This was originally my mom's record book, but she didn't use it for a while, so I decided to take it because I was going to Turkey, and if I was going to someplace new, I needed a new sketchbook to draw. This was actually the first sketchbook that I wanted to draw on after I really got inspired by that one. So yeah. I'm not going to go into detail, you can just read the damn thing. Oops. I don't know why, but this is one of the best drawings I had done yet. Maybe because of dynamic pose. Because I don't usually draw feet well in this type of pose, believe me. Oh yeah, I hadn't actually finished this yet because although I'm the one that created it, as in lore wise, they don't know much about it in the story. I actually was supposed to draw a crowd for a horse race like in France, but I didn't know how to draw buildings that good yet, so I decided not to. This was actually the first one that I actually decided to color. It isn't that bad, but I think it looks a bit too much like a chicken. No, but seriously, it's a freaking dinosaur. It needs to pose like a chicken. This was actually the 10th one. I actually drew this and colored it in 10 minutes. New record. And it's most people's favorite for some reason. I drew this one just before September, aka before school. Started sketching this here and drawing it. Took me 2 weeks because my annoying friend that kept on annoying me. Obviously, it's called an annoying friend. See, now this one, they actually, in the story, they do know a lot about this creature, but I hadn't had the time to actually write it down. Might actually write it down after this video. And here's a scene, actually, not just a regular profile. And here's it. The almighty Aquafina. And no, this is the Titanic. Yeah, just for the people that's wondering. And here is Pyrano. I actually didn't like this at first because it looked quite awkward that he wasn't the main focus of the entire scene. Instead of that, the entire focus of this scene was a lava geyser, but still. And voila, as of now I have not decided to draw on this one again. Probably will, but that's for later me. Again, this was a book that my mom got from a special festival, and I have decided to take over. Like an invasive species that I am. Sorry, invasive species. I said feces, sorry. This one was actually inspired by Toro drawing from How to Train Your Dragon, you know, on Instagram. It was a Skrill and Monstrous Nightmare hybrid. After that, I just decided, instead of making just sketches, why just not make it on a little journal. Read this one, Sandbuster and Slither Song. I was about to say Silent Song, god damn it. A Hobgobbler and a Silver Phantom, I think. There isn't much here to actually see in this page. A Light Fury and a Illuminating. What's it called again? Illuminating. What's it called again? Illuminating. Okay, I don't know. I just forgot. I barely even saw it in the game. School of Dragons. Okay. It was the illuminating. I don't know, something like that. It was the big guy that supposed to have a bigger version. Like there was like an evolved version of in the game School of Dragons, but they canceled the game. So yeah, just released the concept art and never we got that guy. This was actually the one that I liked most overall because it was one of the most dragons I actually liked because of the design, which is actually the basic concept when trying to draw a dragon for me. A big wyvern with a bunch of horns. Yep. This was actually supposed to be a hybrid between the Typhoon Ring and the Buffalo. Here are these concept for it. And the concept for Screaming Death being Water Beast Hybrid, which I haven't drawn yet. And if I try to make a page for it, it won't even have a drawing because it's a past alpha class, so probably nobody has seen it lore wise. Go to this one. Okay, now don't judge me. This was math notebook. I was actually good in math, but okay, wait a second. I'll just go back here a little. See, I was actually good in math, but I just lost my grip on it. And actually drew a notebook from day one. Wow, amazing. I'm just gonna fly through all of these. I'm not gonna give any sort of lore except for the very important ones, so yeah. All of these are just doodles anyway. Here. Bionic Cat. I was actually gonna draw a Crimson Typhoon here from Pacific Rim, but I realized I have never seen him. Gravity Falls reference, Ninjago reference. This was an old comic of mine. It was a comedy I was working on in 8th grade. Discontinued, cancelled. This was actually the first time I actually drew on a sketchbook, like drew a full-on drawing, an idea. And very next page I did as well. The very next day, and oh my god, what the hell is this? And this one was the one I was talking about. These two actually raced to the moon and back. Don't ask me how. It just happened. See, I drew here Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, but I thought it was a bit too, strange because of the entire muscular part, so I just erased it all. The ones who watch Terminax from Popcross Studios know what this is. If you actually care about Popcross Studios, that is. Again, Popcross Studios reference. Number 61, Volcasaurus from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. My favorite number card. Quetzalcoatl. Again, he's in my story. I don't know why, just wanted to draw. Now see, on this particular day, my teacher actually didn't give us anything. He just was going to give us a single question or two, or equation, sorry, a single equation or two, but in the end he barely started in the first equation and he just stopped because there was something about a field trip that we later didn't go to. So yeah, here's a big drawing. I sketched out here, no, I sketched out down here, then I redrew it up here. This is from Luke Hunter's Dragon Codex from TikTok, actually. Dreadnoughtica from my story, and you can see here's by Rano charting rank at him, even though he's absolutely doomed. And here's a scene from season 2 of that story. See, here's 1, 2, 3, all going on to this one Cobra Kai. I'm not gonna spoil anything for the story, but our main character here is trying to gain his composure. For some reason, I'm not gonna expose that. This is the new monster from Monster Hunter Wilds, Tahu I think it was called. Not sure, it's the water one. I tried to draw some sort of metal beaked dragon, but never really worked. Here was a sketch for a fight scene in my story, but in the end I never actually finished this, obviously. Nova Nelius from Bakugan Battle Planet. Iron Dragonoid, and just weird dragon. Now look, this does look a lot like Fizzaroli from Hell of a Boss, but this dragon was supposed to be a jester, so don't judge me, okay? Just love drawing weird humanoid dragons. See, I actually drew this one before I knew how much we were going to write, so don't mind the fact that it's overwritten with equations, okay? This is supposed to be a centipede bug-like dragon. For my second story, which is a sequel to the other one. Again, this was for my second story, the sequel. I don't know why, I just like to draw Hook Fang here. And here is one of the dragons I'm actually most proud of. It has a lot of eyes, but doesn't mean it's unoriginal. Here's a hammerhead dragon. And oh yeah, if you notice from my other sketchbook, the other half of the ship was there. So this is here just to tell you that you're from the same universe. Anyway, here's a hammerhead shark dragon surrounding a human. And here's a dragon coming to save him. Here is another centipede dragon. I don't know why I just like centipedes. Try to draw a cobra dragon here. Never finished it. 11th of December 2024, and that's it for this one. Now on to my main OC book. I was going to draw this scene. This guy looking onto Earth, floating in space. And here are the main characters for that story. Here's Pirano and Aquafina again, just to symbolize who they wield. This is Volt and Tank from the same story and same sketchbook. This was the Thunder one, and this one was the Earth one. And these two are brothers, so yeah. This was supposed to be a page for Kaya and UT, the ice one, which was the one creature that was before Tank here. The page that was before this guy. It was page number 12. The one that was after the last drawing I actually drew before school. This was one of the main antagonists for the story. Demon Lord of Deception and his family. He is just a big dummy. We don't know how he looks like, but in the end, just for reference, he does look like Yoku from Demon Slayer. Here's when I re-picked up this sketchbook just a week back. Here's Krogan if he was a Cinchtail. Same day, Helion Warden from Creatures of Scenaria. Tried to draw an eye. Tried to copy Hawkseye. And tried to draw an entire face, but I think I just made him dirty with it. Yeah, see, note. Need to fix my proportions ASAP. But my shading is not bad. Yeah, not bad at all, actually. Don't think I'm not regretting now. Here's a random drawing I actually found on Pinterest. It didn't actually have a name, didn't know the creator, so it just called Radioactive. Here's Digimon of Friendship Evolved, Durmon. Not bad. I tried to sketch a weird demon dragon here. Not bad. Try to see if I was able to draw humanoids again, because I was able to draw humans here. Where is it? Here. And here. But I lost my grip because of too many dragons stuff. Here I try Lucifer from Has Been Hotel. Don't know why. Just drew a chibi of my original character. Yeah, he looks, wow, oh my god. He looks ugly. Try to draw humanoids again. Just why? Try to draw another dragon. This one was more basic than any other one I actually drew. And I was going to draw this on New Year, which was this same guy, which is also Hamada at the same time. Holding 2024, celebrating 2025's beginning, but never actually finished it before the end of the year, and that's my final drawing as of here. And now to go on my big art book here. This one actually contains probably my best drawings of 2024 overall, because they are fully fleshed out. They are fully fleshed out drawings, and I actually think this has the most potential of being my best sketchbook of all time. So let's start, shall we? Okay, I just got a mint real quick so that my voice will be much more clear, because I'm about to talk quite a lot here. Here in my first one, this was originally going to be just an idea sketchbook, but in the end I just made it an entire story sketchbook, which is my sequel to my other story that includes Hamada. And this actually contains the reincarnations of the characters. So long, old friend, this one is called. Anyway, second one. Again, this was only supposed to be just a sketch for ideas, but in the end, just made it a full-out fleshed story. It's called here Shigara Magala, but I think I'm going to change it to The Strange Memory, because this is actually a future sight in Hamada's dream. At least this is a reincarnation story. Again, this was only supposed to be a sketch for ideas, so I was actually going to draw Bowser X here from Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Drew Teacup, don't know why. Quite nice. See, now before we go on to this one, I actually accidentally opened a page late or after behind it. I actually drew this one. I actually got the idea of the head of this guy, not the dragon, this one. The sea serpent from a carpet again. Don't know what's my deal with carpets, but I kind of like it. And this is a direct continuation of this one, which I haven't drawn later. Here's the concept art for this one. Actually, this one in class, and here is the final flesh idea. I don't know why, but I think it looks quite chunky in this area, especially in the head. But not bad. Not bad at all. Here is another drawing, obviously. Drawing what this is, I was actually trying to draw a sigil here. This was the time where the newer episodes of Hello Boss came out. It was during November, sorry. So yeah, a terrible miracle. You see, in this story, in this reincarnation of Hamada, he actually is half dragon, half human, and his clan actually has split into two. the ones that only want to be humans and the ones only want to be dragons. And he and his friend are the only two that can rebirth the entire clan. And oh yeah, this is just a copy of Iron Dragonoid, just made a few tweaks for it. And oh yeah, here's one of the main pieces I would like to see. One of the more beautiful ones. This is Shigaro Magawa from the second drawing, and here's Hamada's dragon friend trying to strike him down, because this guy is absolutely demolished by him. Like, damn. Like, imagine throwing a punch and your enemy just absorbs it, like, literally. Here's the concept for it. Not bad. Here is a scene after the battle. The end of the beginning. Journaling. He found a little snake dragon that actually is related to the other one from page 6. This is after he woke up. He just found him crawling all over. And here is another one of my most important drawings, because this one actually took the most time to draw because of the amount of trees that are in the background and the details on these two guys. And this was supposed to be a cliff with a waterfall, but just decided to make it all of course. And here is a big smoke cloud, and you see after that, go here. You see, this exact drawing I actually drew on my religion book, but because I actually lost it in school, I actually never found it. I'm supposed to draw this one before the end of the year, but in the end, drew it after. And actually, it does look much better. I'm not gonna lie. I see this guy's head was a bit more orientated to us than to him. So yeah. And if you look very close, you can see two spiritual figures in these two. This one is actually the last one in this sketchbook. This is number 12. A not so friendly new ally. And the entire sketchbook is 36 pages, so I have finished a third. I have already applied another 2 drawings, which are about the smoke dragon, how they are going to fight it. But again, yeah. And what's happening in this scene is that Hamada and his dragon friend, they tried to stop the fighting, but they weren't actually fighting. They were actually brothers just training, but because they haven't seen anybody in so long, they just immediately strike at him. This one's charging an ice blast. This one is starting a fire whip on his tail. And yeah, that's about it. My creature sketchbook tour. This is actually my favorite piece as of now. I'd have loved it if I have fixed this guy's head, but yet again, I cannot blame myself. I have lost my religion book, which is not something that I can change now, because school is over. But I gotta say, I actually do love this one, mostly because of the fact that I actually learned how to draw more muscle on my dragons and more details on my dragons. And yeah, that's my creature sketchbook tour. If you want more like creature idea drawings or creature sketches, you should probably subscribe. I usually will post once a week for my schedule, but if I had time, I will release some sort of short before the actual video drops. But this is my first video, so I don't know really. There's only going to be a month before the second semester of school, so you're gonna not get much, but I might post during my second semester. So yeah, thank you very much for watching me. This was MD, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.